I can't believe I forgot about this, but there's another major Wire character who was in an MCU movie.
Can you give me a clue?
He was also in another movie with another Wire actor um that is a sequel to a long-running sports movie
That's
franchise.
the craziest thing you've ever said in your entire life.
What's going on, everyone? I am Phil, along with Joe,
Hey, everyone.
and this is day 3 now of us talking about Thunderbolts.
We just keep coming up with stuff we want to talk about with Thunderbolts. But the good news is we haven't hit the point where it's something we hate about Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It's all still good. All still good.
So yeah, after we recorded the second video, I was like, "Oh wait, there's another thing that I wanted to talk about." And this was something that I thought about while watching the movie, but we can get to that a little bit later. Joe, you said you wanted to bring something up about Thunderbolts.
There was one thing that it's sort of been making the rounds today, where the original or one of the writers of the movie was talking about his reaction to seeing the first cut of it.
Oh,
And
we should also say spoilers.
right, I was just about to say before we spoilers for all of all of this movie, all of Thunderbolts. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should, and we're about to spoil it. So it's specifically about the death of a character, and that character is, we warned you, turn it off. Okay, that character is Taskmaster.
Yelena.
Yeah, what
Oh,
you lay down? Which dies in the third act, being resurrected. I feel like Bob could resurrect Taskmaster. No,
I mean, I don't think his powers work that way.
he's a mystery to us all. But okay, we'll put a pin in that and never return to it. So this, like I said, this story's been kind of making the rounds where the writer was talking about how he was surprised they killed Taskmaster, because in his original script, Taskmaster was with the group throughout. And the writer's name is Eric Pearson. There was speculation that they were trying to find the right balance with Bob and the team, and Bob was doing similar things that Taskmaster was doing with the memory loss and they were ticking a lot of the same boxes. Um, and I just bring this up because you and I were both like mourning the loss of Taskmaster, even though she was kind of we didn't really know too much about her, but her being gone is just sad in general. But one thing that Pearson talked about that he missed and I would have loved is that this running joke that Taskmaster had throughout the movie. So each of the Thunderbolts was assigned another Thunderbolt as a target. So like Walker was after Yelena was after Ghost, Ghost was after Taskmaster, and Taskmaster was after Walker. So throughout the movie, her memory would have flipped and she would have attacked US agent randomly, just like out of nowhere. She'd be like, she would just start fighting him, and he'd be like, "No, we know each other now."
We're friends now.
Yeah, um, and I think that would have been so damn funny. I understand. I think the movie's better for having taken her out because it tightens things up. And as sad as I am to see her go, it does tighten up the movie, which is great. But that running joke would have been perfect. And it would have made you love both characters more, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's a struggle the movie has in getting you to be on Walker's side, on US Agent's side, and this would have catapulted him to like a fun character. Like you'd
Yeah.
be happy to see him, if only because someone might try to punch him in the face at any second.
I could just imagine U.S. agent is like talking to someone and just like out of the like out of the randomness, like just the shield like laps him on the head.
It would be insane. It would be so good.
Yeah. R.I.P. Taskmaster.
R.I.P.
So what I wanted to talk about was a couple of the actors in Thunderbolts, and they're not any of the major characters. They are two actors who were also in The Wire. And then I did some digging, and there's actually a lot of actors who were also in The Wire who are in the MCU, either in the movies or in the TV shows. the two that are in Thunderbolts. One is, I believe his name is Wendell Pierce. He played Bunk Moreland. So let me stop there because I'm going to throw up a spoiler warning
For The
because
Wire? All four seasons of The
well,
Wire?
so
Okay,
not all the seasons. So uh, because of all the cameos or the actors that have been in various projects of the MCU, we may spoil a bunch of different things.
sure.
That so I'm going to leave some space here for a title card that will list all the things that we might spoil.
Wait, you're not going to spoil that? Wait, where's the title card going to go?
I don't know. Maybe here.
Right here? Okay.
But so Wendell Pierce plays Bunk Moreland, who's in all 5 seasons of The Wire. He's one of the detectives or murder police, is what they call them in The Wire. Um, he's a great character, and he shows up as a congressman, I believe, in Thunderbolts. He's the one that put together that incendiary packet that Bucky was reading.
He's such a
Uh,
great actor, and like the role that he plays in Thunderbolts is one that could easily become a new stand-in for the government. The way that like Gary Shandling was a senator in the early Iron Man movies, or like the way that Martin Freeman was is sort of an ever-present political figure. But I really like Wendell Pierce as a familiar face that could pop up and
yeah.
fill a lot of needs. Yeah.
So Wendell Pierce is an actor who's played a bunch of different roles. He's been in a bunch of different things. The one thing I remember him from is I want to say it was maybe the early 2010s where they started doing live musicals on TV.
Okay.
Do you remember these?
Well, certainly during the pandemic, they became more and more huge. I mean, we got like Jesus Christ Superstar and the Grease Live, and we got Sound of Music Live and Peter Pan Live.
So he was in Grease Live.
All right, let me guess who he played. There's no old men in Grease.
I only remember him in one particular scene in Grease Live, and I will tell you why.
All right.
But he plays, I want to say he's like a gym teacher.
Okay. That makes
Um,
sense.
so my favorite thing about Grease Live is at the end where they're doing the big like final musical scene. They have to go from one soundstage to another,
Okay. Oh, right. And the like,
and they all climb into like these golf carts, like a bunch of different golf carts, and they're driving from one soundstage to the other,
yeah.
and they're singing along the way. I think you're the one that I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I distinctly remember like there's a bunch of but much of them in the this golf cart, and Wendell Pierce is one of them. And you can I'm looking at him, and whoever's driving the cart takes the turn a little too sharply, and
No.
like you could see that he's still smiling, but his eyes are terrified. Like he's watching his life flash before his eyes because he thinks this golf cart is gonna flip over.
Total pro. He keeps it together, but it's in the eyes. You can see the terror, the pure dread. I am trying to Google an image of this right now. It's too specific though. I mean, now see pictures of him as the coach, but no golf carts yet. But
But that
I'm
so
gonna
that's
watch a video later today.
that's my favorite non-wire Wendell Pierce sighting.
It's a good one. It's gonna be tough to beat.
So the other actor who was in Thunderbolts, who was also in The Wire, his name is Chris Bauer. He plays Frank Sabatka in season 2 of The Wire.
Is that he's in only one season?
He's only in the one season. He does not last the entire season.
It's not. I
He
mean,
plays a dock worker who is head of the union.
okay. I mean, spoilers. He doesn't quite last in Thunderbolts either. So like spoilers for Thunderbolts, but uh, Void kills him when he's on a helicopter. Does he blow up the helicopter, or does he poof everybody on the helicopter? Oh wait, he poofs this guy, right?
I don't remember now.
Okay, so he poofs the guy, and then he poofs the pilot, and then the helicopter crashes. So conceivably, they could still come back when Void brings or when Bob brings everybody else back. They just are in a burnout.
or in midair.
Can you imagine? I now bring everybody back, and these guys are like just crashing into buildings midair. Oh my god, what a way to go.
So there's a two new Wire editions that are also in the MCU. So there's a bunch of other ones. I'm curious, Joe, if you can name some of them. There's two I think that are like really relatively easy.
Well, I initially found myself wondering if there are any that are high profile. Like, have any become the stars of these movies? And I mean, it's kind of. And I think the two high profile ones you're talking about are Idris Elba as Heimdall, and then Michael B. Jordan plays Killmonger. Those have got to be the two biggest ones, right?
Those are definitely the two biggest ones. And I was thinking about this earlier, and why like you'll see Wire actors pop up in a bunch of different things, and I kind of thought to myself like, why is this happening? And I think it's probably a combination of things. One, because The Wire, while it was a great show, never really was like a cultural phenomenon like something like
Yeah,
Lost. So like it raised their profile, the actors' profiles a lot, but didn't raise it enough where they were all like superstars.
right. Like they're all top tier and all gettable.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
you get them. I had thought maybe that it had something to do with location because if you look, a bunch of these guys end up in Marvel properties, but specifically, a bunch of them end up in the Netflix properties. And I was like, oh, is this like a location thing? Because these guys are more East Coast, and like and the Netflix shows are also set on the East Coast. Like, I don't know. Actually, I don't even know where they shot. Did they shoot in LA too? I don't know.
I think a lot of the Marvel movies are shot in Atlanta.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I think some of the TV shows, specifically the Netflix TV shows, were shot in New York.
Oh yeah. I mean, it totally has that feel. Um, and if you need a great actor, and a bunch of these Wire guys are in New York, so yeah.
So there is a major Wire character who appears in an MCU movie. And you mentioned him before,
Okay.
not while we were recording, but
Before we were recording.
before we were recording.
Okay.
Yeah,
So before we were recording, I mentioned um, uh, Michael Kenneth. What's his last name?
Williams, I think.
Michael Kenneth Williams, right? Who has left us? Who was great on The Wire, but also great in everything. And before the show started, I was like, oh, I feel like he played a couple people. Like he's been two different characters in two different Marvel properties, like one Netflix show and one something else. But I could be wrong.
So as far as I know, he's only in one Marvel or one MCU project, and that is apparently Incredible Hulk.
He's in the Incredible Hulk. Was like
Uh, Apparently, he's in a blink and you'll miss it kind of situation.
real? Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's early on. He's great. He would have been a great addition to any Marvel property. But I was surprised. I feel like I remember him from one of the Netflix shows, like Punisher or Luke Cage. I don't know, but
Yeah. Um, so the other one that I know offhand, and so there's a couple of there's a couple of I guess points of debate about whether or not they are in the MCU because these actors were in
sure.
uh the ABC Marvel shows.
Oh, like
So
Cloak and
Agents of
Dagger,
Shield and Agent Carter, yeah.
Agent Carter. Yeah, I said Cloak and Dagger, but Agent Carter's. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Cloak and Dagger is in the MCU, but
No, no. The- so that's the thing. Like, Agents of Shield was like a Freak of the Week show. So they could have had someone pop in for a day, somebody who didn't even know what they were getting into. But so who popped up on those shows, on the ABC shows?
the one that stands out to me, he played Bubbles on The Wire, who was a homeless drug addict. Um, he plays a character on Agent Carter season two. I want to say he's like a club manager or something like that. Like he's like I can see him dressed in like a suit,
Okay.
like a sharp suit.
But just a one and done. Not
Yeah,
even a named character. Like if you looked him up, he's not in the
he may have been named. I just don't remember the name because it's been a while since I've seen Agent Carter.
But we could do better, right?
We can definitely do better
All right.
because we can go onto the Netflix Marvel shows, and there's a ton of them there.
All right, hit me with it. What do we got? There's all right, go. You go.
Well, so um, I I was surprised when he showed up in a flashback on the first season of Daredevil. Can you guess who I'm thinking of?
Well, I can't. Oh wait, Stick. Who played Stick?
It's not Stick.
Not Stick.
It's not Stick.
All right. I can't guess, but there's so many of these guys. What I'm looking at here is just a cast list of the Wire actors, and like someone like Aidan Gillen or Lance Reddick, of course, or
R.I.P.
Dominic Lombardi. Is that what it is?
That's the actor. Yeah.
These are guys that pop up all the time. Even like right now, Clarence Royce, who I knew from Clarence Royce is the character name, but Glenn Tumman, who I grew up with on A Different World, he was like a character on that show, has blown up over the past couple of years and just been popping up in all this crazy great stuff. And like I can see them all fitting in so nicely, but I I don't know. Hit me.
So you mentioned his name. It's Dominic Lombardi. Um, he plays the Kingpin's father.
Really?
Yeah, he's the guy that Kingpin bashes his skull in.
Oh, funny. He kind of looks like the Kingpin too in this picture I'm looking at.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, that's great. He's great. He did a season 1 of Tulsa King, the Stallone show. He's great in that.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot about this, but there's another major Wire character who was in an MCU movie.
Yeah. Wait, MCU or like other MCU?
No, MCU. This is definitely an MCU movie.
So, okay, is it okay. Can you give me a clue?
He, well, I mean, I was gonna say he plays a completely 180 character from his Wire character, but
Really?
that doesn't really. So, like, if he's a criminal, he plays a cop. If he's a cop, he plays a criminal, basically.
That's not. It's just I'm looking at a
Uh,
list of cops and criminals.
yeah. He was also in another movie with another Wire actor, um, that is a sequel to a long running sports movie
That's
franchise.
the craziest thing you've ever said in your entire life.
No, I will tell you who it is.
Please do.
It's Wood Harris.
Wood Harris. Okay.
Wood Harris played Avon Barksdale in season 1 through 3 of The Wire. Um, and he plays a cop in Ant-Man.
Just a random cop.
Well, he plays the partner of Bobby Cannavale.
Okay.
So, like,
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
oh wait, this is okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a good one. You know what though? I got better ones.
All right, hit me because there's a lot of good ones in the
A lot
Netflix
of good
shows.
ones. Um, Dominic West.
Oh,
I remembered this one. Like I didn't look any up. Like you told me this subject, and I was like, it sounds fascinating. Let me see what I can just percolate. But he plays Jigsaw
in
in
Punish for
Punch for
Warzone.
Warzone, right? And forgive me, I don't know if this actor was on The Wire, but he probably should have been if he wasn't. Was Reggie Cathy on The Wire? Do you know that guy?
I don't I don't know.
Looks like he wasn't. There's this really great actor, Reggie Cathy, who has passed away too. But he seems like a guy that was from The Wire, and he was Franklin Storm in the Fan Fantastic. Right? He looks like he should be on the like. That sounds racist.
He, I
He's
think
got
he is
big.
in The Wire. Actually, what's his
Is he
name?
Reggie
I don't remember.
Cathy? Such a great actor, and he's got that same uh like presence, same vibe as so many of these awesome actors on The
He
Wire.
is definitely in The Wire.
He is.
Um, oh, he is also apparently. I did not know this one. He's in Luke Cage.
Bro, if he doubled up, love it. He doubled up.
So let me see. Hold on, because he is definitely in The Wire. Let me look this up. One was
He's definitely
2000.
in The Mask and Airheads.
He
I remember him. He kind of so the show House of Cards with Spacey in the first. He's in the first couple seasons of that, and he steals it for me. He's so good.
so let me. I'm looking this up now because I know he's in The Wire.
Right. And if he's not, why? Was he busy that year?
Yes. Um, he is in season 3, I think, of The Wire. He he plays
Yeah, look at
like
here.
the campaign manager of the mayor,
The campaign manager.
something like
Bro,
that. Yeah.
his name's Norman Wilson. He's in 23 episodes. I knew it. Got you, Reggie Cathy. Anyway, he's the Fantastic Four, or he's the Storm children's
Yeah,
brother.
he's the Storm Father, Father Storm.
Oh,
I think that's
Storm,
his name is.
bro, Stormfather is an awesome villain.
I think that's Odin,
How
Storm
can
Father.
I'm the Stormfather?
I'm just looking up some other ones. Peter Garrity, I think his name is, plays a character on Daredevil called Silk, and he was also the judge um, in The Wire. I think he's in all 5 seasons, maybe.
You want a familiar a presence in the courtroom, so that's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so here, I'm gonna hit you with a curveball.
okay.
Just see if you know if it happens. But is Method Man in any Marvel movies?
He's not in the movies,
Oh,
but he is in Luke Cage.
who does he play?
He plays himself.
Are you serious?
Totally serious. He plays himself.
But Method Man's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, Method Man is in the MCU. Yeah,
I love it.
not just Method Man the person, but Method Man the character, I guess.
That's so good. I'm checking another potential one right now, which I think would be a good one, which is Chad Coleman, who was Tyrese on The Walking Dead.
Oh, I
He's
don't
de-
know if he's been in the MCU though.
yeah, I'm look. It's the same sort of thing where like he'd be great in the MCU, but I don't see anything. He did play, for what it's worth.
Oh, I know he's in Superman and Lois,
Well,
and
I see him in Arrow. He plays Tobias Church in Arrow, but if he's in Superman and Lois too, does he play the same character? No.
no,
Hit us with it. He's 15 episodes.
oh,
Give us the name.
I
Oh, you don't know?
I
Okay.
can't remember the name of the character, but he is
It's
um
Bruno Mannheim.
Bruno Mannheim. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's another great name.
yeah.
Bruno
That's
Mannheim is the Stormfather.
See, Bruno Mannheim, I believe, is a Kirby character. Like, I think that was the whole like fourth world kind of like thing with like Intergang. I believe that's where Bruno Mannheim first appears.
Do you have any other big ones?
Oh, there's a lot in the Netflix shows. There's a bunch in Luke Cage. We already said Method Man. Sonia San is in Luke Cage. She
She's like the
plays
detective, right? Like,
Yeah, she plays a detective in and I mean, I guess she also plays a detective in The Wire. She plays Kima Greggs in The Wire. I don't remember her character in Luke Cage, but she is in Luke Cage. Um, the I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays the police commissioner in The Wire, Irving Burrell, and he also plays, I want to say, the barbershop owner in Luke Cage.
this is this is Frankie Faison. He's also the uh, girl's father in Coming to America. He's in Do the Right
Yeah,
Thing. Yeah, he's definitely one of those people on the show where you're like people would be like, I know you, but I don't know. Are you going to be putting up pictures of these people?
no,
So
I
Jesus.
think.
Like we have the benefit of seeing them and we're just talking about them and everyone watching this is like, well, this is stupid. Show me who this is. I guess they're at their computers too. They could just Google it too.
Yeah. So I guess this actor was kind of a major character in The Wire, and also like an important figure in Luke Cage. He plays the scientist, I believe, who helps Luke Cage get his powers in
Okay.
prison. He also plays the Barksdale lawyer in The Wire. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Who is it? Do you remember his name?
I don't remember his name. Levy, I think is the character's name in The Wire.
But not seeing. Okay.
Um, there's that kind of famous scene where um, Omar is in court and Levy is like cross-examining him. Levy is talking about Omar and how he's taking advantage of all the crime in the area. And Omar's like, I'm no different than you. You take advantage of this too.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Um, but yeah, he is there. Another major Wire actor character who is in Jessica Jones. I don't remember the actor's name, but he plays Lester Freeman in The Wire,
Okay.
and he plays detective in Jessica Jones.
Okay. There are a couple people I would love to see pop up. Um, John Doman, who plays Falcone in the Nolan movies, the Nolan Batmans, uh, and Pablo Schreiber, who's the man. He's so cool.
Yeah, yeah,
He's in like I think he's just in one season of The Wire, right?
yeah. Actually, he's like he shows up like occasionally, but like he's in the second season of The Wire.
Those are faces that it's just like, oh, they should also be in Marvel Comics movies. uh, they would just fit in so well. But I didn't see anything.
Yeah, but those are the ones that like really popped out to me. Like, um, and we spoiled like what Incredible Hulk,
We had spoiled Incredible Hulk.
Daredevil.
Wait. I'm pretty sure we didn't spoil Incredible Hulk by saying that uh, Michael Williamson is in the background. All right, so before we end this, is there a character you would like to see in a certain part?
I don't know. I think the Wire actors are great, but I don't immediately connect those actors to a specific character. Although I did miss one that was relatively recent, and this is definitely in the MCU. And it's I brought him up to you before, um, but you haven't seen this season yet because you've only seen seasons 1 through 3. He's in season 5.
All right, who is it though? Hit me with it.
I mentioned it's I want to say is the actor's name is Clark Peters. He's the cop that's retiring in the first episode.
Yeah, he's in 59 episodes of this. That's crazy. That's what it says.
I don't think he's in that many episodes.
Clark Peter. He plays Detective.
I may have I may have the actor's name wrong.
Okay. You better put us some pictures.
Let me look him up real quick.
Okay.
So
I could have sworn that Aidan Gillen was in something too.
is that the mayor?
He's in. What's his name on the wire?
Is he in Game of Thrones?
He's on guy from Game of Thrones. Yeah. He basically plays like a Loki on Game of Thrones. He would be so good in the MCU as that kind of character. I wonder if there's a Loki like character, a mischievous sort. Oh, if only Mr. Mixelplix was in the MCU, he would be a terrible Mr. Mixelplix. But while you're Googling that, I'm going to Google some mischievous MCU characters.
All right, I think I've got him now. His name is Clark Johnson.
Okay. What if you're like, his name is Clark Gregg?
I think Clark Gregg, yes. So he plays like I mentioned before, he plays the kind of the PI, the retired cop in Daredevil Born Again. He plays a newspaper writer editor, I want to say, in season 5 of The Wire.
That's right. He's in this guy's from the new season. Born Again. He's in that. Yeah, he's fun. He hasn't clicked on that show yet, but he's a
Yeah,
good actor.
but yeah, so this guy is definitely in the MCU. Whether or not the Netflix shows are those people are in the MCU remains to be seen. I guess Daredevil more or less is in the MCU, but like Jessica Jones and all that.
I think they've warmed up to it.
Yeah. So those are the only, or not the only, those are the ones that kind of jumped out at me, and I'm sure there are more
There's got to be. We're missing.
because there's a ton of Wire actors.
There's a ton. Of course, most of them are going to be cop in background or person that gets punched by Hulk, whatever. There's so many great actors to pick from. It's no surprise that MCU is like, yeah, we need these guys.
Yeah. Um, I'm sad that Lance Reddick is no longer with us.
Who would if he? Who would he have been great as in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think he would have been great as like anyone really.
Yeah,
Um,
bust out a Professor X. He's
oh,
so
he would be
good.
great as Professor X, man.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this because the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cast someone Domingo is Norman Osborn, but I think Lance Reddick would have made a great Norman Osborn as well.
well, he would have, yes. Here's the thing about Reddick versus Coleman Domingo. I think Reddick is scary, but Coleman Domingo can ooze charm. Can be just as
Okay.
scary, but ooze charm in a different kind of way. Not that Reddick couldn't, R.I.P. Um, but I really love the Coleman Domingo casting in Friendly
But
Neighborhood.
yeah, I love Coleman Domingo also.
It worked so
He's great.
well, and it opened up that character in a new way. And I hope they can get him for live action. He's great in that TV show that just came out 4 seasons. Um, the Tina Fey show. He's one of the characters. It's a great show. Well, Phil, I think it's great. I think we really have finally finished talking about Thunderbolts.
I mean, until tomorrow, that is, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have at least 7 more things I want to revisit.
All right, everyone. So thanks for watching. If there are Wire actors in the MCU that I've missed or that we have missed, feel free to drop us a comment below, because I'm sure there are that we've missed. Um, and if you have more Thunderbolts thoughts like we do, probably, again, leave a comment. And thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe.